Hello and welcome back to our achievement videos. In this video, we're going to take on from what we did last time, which was making an activity tracker, which it can be generally used for all sorts of wonderful things, and turn it into an achievement tracker. So enable a way for us to communicate to the achievement system and show you how to actually do that in the most efficient way possible. So first of all, let's go back and review our activity tracker. So last time we built this activity tracker inside of our game mode. And with that game mode, we made a common library function, which enabled us to call this wherever we want to track any activity we have predefined in our gameplay tag manager. So yeah, we've got this record activity, which is called in the game mode. Now, we want to use this with achievements. Now, the problem you have with achievements is that you can't write achievements from the game mode. If you ever tried writing achievements, the write achievement thing just doesn't exist. So if you want to make an achievement system, you have to make it go through the player controller or any really access to any actor really, just not the game mode. So we're going to do it on the player controller. So we're going to go to whatever one we're using. So let's go to here and look at our player controller. Like so. Now we've got a binding system set up in our game mode. So what we could do is make use of that. So I'm just going to go up to my begin play here and we've got local player controller. That's good. We'll make a new sequence here. And we'll just do get game mode and cast to our first, what was it called? GM template. That's it. Okay. We then want to bind the activity event dispatch we made. So we're going to bind event activity recorded. And from the event pin, you're going to drag out, do create event, and choose create matching function. Actually, matching event. Sorry, my bad. Well, matching event. There we go. We'll do activity heard. Or recorded, I guess. Now, the main thing that's here is the activity tag that comes through that we want to do for this. And as I said, we can do write achievement progress inside of our player controller. So let's plug that in. And let's plug in our player controller. Get self, really. There you go. And then comes the achievement name. Now, this is where this comes in quite handy, because what we can do is we can just drag this and put it straight into the activity tag into the achievement name. And it'll just convert to a string. Now, for this to work, you do have to make sure that on Steam or whatever system you're using, that you are making, I don't know, print a screenshot of the Steam backend look of this. Try to hide as much sensitive information as possible. You want to make sure that you're writing them out in exactly the same way as your tags are written. So in this case, activity.wins.mimic. Okay, so let's move that down. So you just pass through whatever it is that you want to record as part of that. Now comes the progress. Now, the progress here is just set to 100. You just want to leave it as 100, because all that's going to happen here with the Steam backend is I've set this at increment only. Therefore, it's just going to go up by 1. Okay, it's just going to keep incrementing every time this gets called, regardless of the progress. Okay, so you want progress to be 100 as it goes across and what's in there. Now, when you are writing achievements, you'll notice that this is stats. That is how achievement systems work, is that you're passing through stats, and then on the back end, on like Steam, for example, you are designing what the achievement should actually do, and when it should trigger based upon one of these stats. So just keep passing through all these stats through to the achievement system, and it'll pass it through on here. Then, if you wanted to, you can go through and write success and put some like screenshot or dialog window up or whatever you want to do to indicate whether or not it was successful in sending it across, or if you want to say it was successful in it being achieved, you can do that as well. So to demonstrate that, we're going to go over to the achievement backend of Steam and show you how that all works there too. So here's the achievement backend of Steam. We're going to click new achievement and we can give it the name we want to give it. So I'm going to do wins, and this would be the back end name of it. So I'm just going to do wins mimic, for example. And the progress stat, you choose which one you want to use. It's that one. And you choose what are the values that you are looking for. So let's say the achievement is to get 10 wins. Okay, so you do a minimum value of 10. Okay, and the max value, you'll just do 10 as well. And you fill out your information such as what you want to call it. So, mimic winner. And it's not final, obviously. And you type in a name, win 10 games as the mimic, like that. And it's set by the client, which is what you want. And whether or not it's going to be hidden, and you choose the icons you want to use. And when you're happy with that, hit save, and you're good to go. Okay, and that's how it works. And apologies, one thing I mistakenly done was progress here. You need to change that to just 1. So either getting 0 or 1. In this case, we're getting 1. Okay, but it should increment it by 1 anyway. And that is it. So let's say you want to then read the achievements because you want to display them inside the game in some other menu or whatever you want to do. That's achieved as easily as it is to write the progress. You just do read achievements, or if I just type in achievements, you'll get it. There you go, cache achievements. And you can get a cache and you get achievements either way. And it'll get them from there. And then you do get cached achievements description. And you can put in the achievement IDs in there and get the ones you want to get out of this. Okay. Other useful nodes you have in here is we can get the achievement progress. So you can return the progress if you want you to. And what one did I put in? This one, I think. Yeah, this one just caches it. You need to call these before you call these. Okay, so if you're going to do this, make sure you do this at the start of the game probably. And then you call these when you want to read them. Okay. So there we have it, a very simple achievement system based upon our activity tracker we made in our first episode. And you see, it's very simple to communicate from your game to the backend system. As long as you make sure the names are correct and matching between your gameplay tags and also the stat names in the backend. If not, you can always do some adjustments, because if you want to swap out the dots for something else, you can make a sort of parser that will go through that. If you want to know how to do a parser, let us know in the comments below. And also, if you have any suggestions of what you think you could use for the activity tracker for, and don't know exactly how to do that, leave a comment below as well. We've used it in the past as well for like tutorial design as well, and amongst other things too. So feel free to leave a comment below about what you would like to see added onto this. So thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel further, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley. We can find all our videos early from just $1 a month. Massive thank you to all our patrons and YouTube members for their continued support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.